your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need.
Everyone says that you should go to Bora Bora or Moorea when you're heading to French Polynesia, and honestly, those islands are incredible. But what if I told you there is a smaller, quieter, and way more authentic island in French Polynesia that you need to visit? And that is Tikehau. This is one of the best islands in not just French Polynesia, but all across the world that we've experienced. So let us show you why we think Tikehau is so amazing. It's probably going to ruin the rest of the islands for you.
Tikehau is a place that I had no clue where it was, didn't know how to pronounce it or anything like that, but it's one of the most peaceful and very untouched islands out there in the French Polynesia. We've been to a lot of islands, Bora Bora, Moorea, Huahine, and Tikehau was one that we wanted to cross off the list, and boy, was it a great one to go to. It feels like Bora Bora, but even smaller and more remote. Mm-hmm. And you can get the 5-star resort feel when you're there. There's no big crowds, no cruise ships coming in, lots of jet skis, just an amazing lagoon, one that I'd say almost rivals Atutaki. Mm-hmm. In the Cook Islands. I think one of the best things about it is that it's really private, and there's, less than 500 people that live on the island. Yeah. So it's very remote, and if you're looking for relaxation and not a lot of people around, which we enjoy, Tikehau is the one for you.
On top of that, the lagoon is magical. It's basically like a natural swimming pool, and you might as well be in an aquarium because Tikehau is known for having more fish than almost anywhere else in French Polynesia. So we got to snorkel with manta rays, which was incredible. They take you out to the old pearl farm, which is where they call it like a cleaning station because that's where the manta rays go to let the little fish clean the parasites off of them. So you're swimming with these beautiful, huge creatures. And then there's also tons of fish. There's tons of shark, all kinds of things. If you are an underwater person, that is the place for you. So the lagoon is just to die for. It's way different than any of the other islands that we visited. You see way more fish, especially if you're going to go snorkeling or scuba diving in the pass.
One thing that Tikehau has over Bora Bora or Moorea is they have pink sand beaches, which is really cool thing to see in person. We've seen black sand, white sand, but pink sand is quite the thing to see. Tikehau sand is mixed with crushed coral, so that's what gives it that, pink looking color. It's gorgeous, and when you see it for yourself, it doesn't look like it's actually real. The photos that we try to take and videos just don't do it justice unless you see it for yourself. And it's just a great place to just stare off into the horizon, which we do a lot of when we're there.
Yeah. It's one of those beaches that looks like a screensaver.
Yeah.
Or one of those places that looks like a screensaver.
And if you're looking for, the Instagrammable stuff and you want to be different from the people at Bora Bora and Moorea, this is, not many people that we know have been to Tikehau. I think I've only know one client who has been to Tikehau, and they absolutely love it as much as we do.
One of our favorite parts about Tikehau is the slow island life. There's a small little bakery that you order your baguettes in the morning, and then you go back later in the day and you pick them up. Just went to the bakery on Tikehau and ordered some bread, so we'll pick it up later.
There it is. It's in there. It's super friendly.
Yeah, it's like a little house.
Yeah. And talk about how she speaks English.
She speaks really good English. Our driver spoke really good English too. So far so good. We're like an hour in, and It's a good island. Just picked up our baguettes from the bakery. There's only a few restaurants on the island, and all of them are going to have limited days and hours, and quite honestly, some of them just aren't even open when they say they're going to be open. So they don't want to work, or they don't maybe have food, then they're not going to be open. So you are a little limited in your restaurant options. There's also a very small store that has very limited items. Pretty much the essentials, a couple random things, but you may not find everything that you want or everything that you saw on some of the other main islands in French Polynesia. But that's what makes this island truly so special and authentic, is like you are there hanging out with the locals, you're talking with all the locals. You almost feel like you're visiting a place from like 20 years ago, right? Like it's just super low key. There's not a lot of schedule going on. They'll pick you up and take you wherever you need to go. You can walk around the island, and it's really just a super like relaxing place to be.
Yeah, I mean, biking around is very easy. The place that we stayed at had bikes for us, so we were able to bike all up and down Tikehau. And as far as it comes to the bakery and the food and stuff, like if, a shipment or a boat shipment doesn't come in for the week, things get tight when it comes to whether there's water or food or beer and that type of stuff. So you got to make sure, like, if you're at a store and there's something you want and you're staying there for a week, try to make sure like the essentials of water or beer or whatever it is you're trying to get, try to load up on that, because we had that towards the end where there were, a couple of things missing off the shelves, and they were talking about how, a shipment did not come in. So
yeah, or get that early when you get there if you're there for a while.
Huahine, which is an island that we've been to, check out the video on Huahine, is famous for its sacred blue-eyed eels, but Tikehau has Bird Island, a sanctuary for thousands of seabirds.
A lot of birds.
Yeah, we saw lots of birds. I'm not a bird person, but it was cool to see all the different types of birds. But the wildlife that I really did enjoy, which was, one of the coolest things, I almost got a tattoo of it, but I did not, but is the manta rays. There's this dock that is on the island that you can go out to that has this light. Lots of locals go there, and it starts as the sun drops, and they just kind of come and hang out. You see in these videos right here, and you can just sit there and watch them just be the majestic creatures that they are, where they're just doing flips for you, and it's a show that happens basically almost every night. And
yeah, they're attracted to the light that shines from the harbor, and so that's why they come in, or the dock, I guess. It's not a harbor. And I think one night we saw like 8 of them there, all just swimming around, doing flips. I mean, you can hang out there as long as you want, but they're huge. They're right there. You can take selfies with them. It's probably one of the coolest things we've seen. Swimming with them was amazing also, but just standing there and being able to like watch them was
yeah.
amazing.
Highly recommend going out and doing the excursion where you can go swim with them. But if you just want to go hang out one night or whatever, you just go and just sit and watch them swim around. I mean, they're just amazing, majestic creatures.
Yeah. And that was one thing that one of the locals at the grocery store told us about. So, it was the locals that we didn't have, going into it, we didn't have a lot planned in Tikehau because there's not a lot that you can find online. It's a pretty low-key island. And so when you go, there's locals will just tell you kind of what to do. And so we did. And it was probably one of the best things. And it was free.
Yeah. And also about excursions, if you're swimming around there at the passage, one of our tour guides, he was talking about how he has a friend in the ocean, and he's a hammerhead shark that he swims with. So if you get to do that excursion and you swim through the passage to the lagoon, keep in mind there are sharks there, but they talk about how the sharks are friendly and they're their friends. So our tour guide was said, "Oh yeah, that's my buddy, so don't worry, he won't bite."
Yeah. I mean, I know the pass is a huge place. those three islands, Tikehau, Fakarava, and Rangaroa. I'm probably mispronouncing all of those. Those are three atolls, and so they're very flat islands, even though it's an atoll, because there's just like the way that the coral has taken over. But the underwater area there with all those islands is incredible. You'll see all kinds of sharks, and not just reef sharks, but hammerheads and, everything else. I saw a gray shark, I think it was, when I was snorkeling with them.
Eek.
And I wanted to get back into the boat quickly. But he's like, no, it's no big deal. Like they're all friends. And
yeah, I'm not a strong swimmer, so I got in the water, but I didn't do the passage. And when he said hammerhead shark, I said, no, thanks.
Yeah. But Tikehau is a great combo of some adventure, but also relaxing. When I first booked, we booked 4 nights there. And I wasn't sure. I thought maybe I might be a little bored. I tend to get bored easily. I like things to do. But there's a lot of things to do, like kayaking or fishing or snorkeling or diving if you're into that. But there's also plenty of just relaxing, enjoying the scenery, and really like having this super zen area where you can like lay on the hammock right on the beach. Like it's a very good mixture of, there's plenty to do. It's still a small little town and small little island. But you're not just sitting there with, a book and there's nothing else to do. It's a great combo. Like Moorea is a super adventurous island. And I would say Tikehau has some of that adventure, but it also is a really, really good place to go and just relax and recharge.
My type of vacation. So how do you get to Tikehau? It's about an hour flight from Tahiti, and flights aren't super frequent. So make sure you plan ahead. It's not something where you can let's just try to hop on a plane tomorrow. They generally do get booked in advance. So make sure that you try to plan that when you're planning out your itinerary. And once you get to the island, like it's a small island, all the locals know each other. For us, when we landed, the place that we stayed at, they come in, they pick you up. And then so they pick you up, and might have been a 3 to 4 minute ride to the place. And the place that, Tara rented was amazing. It's a cool little, I'd say just a little cottage or whatever that the owner built in front of his house.
Patrick, thank you.
And the owner, he was amazing. He made sure that we were taken care of, and he stays out of your hair too. Or you can chat with him if you want to chat with him. But he's been doing it for quite a while. He's actually a retired firefighter from Tahiti, and you'll see him rowing a lot too. Him and his buddy, they practice. They do a lot of the rowing, and so you'll see him in the morning sometimes, and he'll go out there and he'll go on like a 2 to 3 hour row to the other side and back. But yeah, the place was so nice and quaint and very, very private. You have locals walking up and down the beach, but they don't get in your hair or anything like that. But yeah, so they do have a couple of fancy hotels on the island, but most of it's going to be kind of just guest houses or little Airbnbs. But it's a really good way to get in with the locals if you kind of stay in the guest house Airbnb type that we did.
Yeah, most of the fancy hotels, so there's Lake Tikehau and Ninamu Resort. Those are both off the main island of Tikehau, so you do have to take a boat there, and that means that you need to take a boat back anytime you want to come to the main island. However, they are fancier resorts with, overwater bungalows and things like that, so you may just want to stay there. For us personally, we loved staying on the main island. Being in a small little guest house is our way to travel, and I think you can't beat the location of being right on the beach, but you can, ride your bike to the bakery or whatever. That's our kind of travel. So we're going to put up a QR code of the place that we stayed, which is called Tikehau Cozy Lodge. If you want to check it out, we highly recommend it. Again, Tip talked highly about the owner being right there and being very helpful, but it was truly a very nice place to stay. Mm-hmm. Just because it added to the relaxation of the island.
Yeah, and just the views were amazing, and you just walk out of your steps and you got your own private little beach.
Yeah.
And
I hesitated making this video because I really don't want to share Tikehau, only because Tikehau is such a secret right now, and it's so peaceful. It's absolutely stunning. I would hate that it would potentially get ruined, but it's probably one of our favorite places. Again, not just in the French Polynesia, but probably top 5 places that we've ever visited.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for an island where there's nature, there's culture, there's, you get to do some adventurous things like snorkeling or diving, swimming with manta rays, this is it. I would choose Tikehau over Moorea or Bora Bora any day. I loved Moorea the second time we went back. The first time we had a lot of rain, so we didn't get to fully experience it. I loved Moorea the second time we went back. But honestly, Tikehau, there's something just so special about the island, about the people. But it really depends on what you're looking for travel-wise. If you want a lot of restaurants, if you want some nightlife, if you want shopping, Tikehau is not going to be for you. Tikehau is for you if you are wanting more relaxation, more nature, and more kind of quiet, peaceful, beautiful, beautiful islands, water, beach, all of that stuff. Again, it's one of our, I can't say it enough, it's one of our favorite places in the world. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more travel inspiration. And if you're planning a trip to French Polynesia, feel free to ask us any questions below. We're happy to help.
check out all our other French Polynesia videos. See ya.
French Polynesia videos.
It's all good.